I'd like to start by giving all praise to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakudash. And I'd like to give double honors to the elders that brought me into this truth. And I'd like to give much respect to the brothers teaching this truth in all sincerity. And salutations to the hopeful elect. All right, today, this is not really a lesson. It's more like a testimony and encouragement to the elect of Israel, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the confusion of faith joined among our ranks. I believe I saw a chariot, in faith. In faith, I believe this was a chariot, through faith. I'm going to go ahead and play the video so that you all could see, and then I'm gonna go into my testimony.
Now that's an air.
That's not an airplane at all.
No, that one up there. That's okay.
You see, so that's what I believe was a chariot. I'm it's unfortunate that I didn't get a chance to record everything it was doing. I was kind of in awe looking up at it. It was kind of pausing in midair, and then it would continue along its path, and I was like, I was just really excited, man. And then it dawned on me I should go ahead and take my phone out and record it. But, I was a guy. There was well, let me say this first. There was a dream I had before I saw the chariot. I was in the dream. I was talking to T.D. Jakes. I guess he was out trying to minister in the streets, and I was asking him questions, and I was like, why don't you guys teach about color in the Bible? Because there's color all over the Bible. I believe I was asking him that question about color, and then I said, why don't you guys teach about the chariots? You know what I'm saying? I was asking, why don't they teach about the chariots, Salakia? And he was like, because we don't. He was saying he doesn't teach about it because there aren't any in the scriptures or whatever. I guess that was the reply he gave me, and I was like, okay, well, I'm going to show you where it is. And like I was trying to find the scriptures and stuff like that. For some reason, I was having a little bit of trouble in the dream. Dreams can be kind of crazy like that, and there was some confusion of faith brothers around. And they were kind of like the audience. They were like our audience. They were listening in, and I told them that the Bible was about race, rather bloodline, and like it was about a specific family. And they were all ears and listening. And then a few more things happened that I can't quite remember. Sometimes dreams, they get a little fuzzy, and you can't remember everything, unless you're like having like some type of lucid dream. But eventually I woke up, and I had parked my car toward the front of my residence, where I live. So I had to walk all the way, in my apartment. I had to walk all the way to the front because I parked in the front because I don't like parking in the back. When I leave and go out of town, I like it to be like toward the front. So I was walking to the front with my kids, and then I was just looking up because I just make it a habit now to look up because I know the chariots are always like around. So I'm looking up. And then as I'm walking, I'm looking, I'm like, oh man, what is that? And I'm like, yo, that is not a plane. You know what I mean? Like I know it wasn't a plane the way it looked, because I know how planes look, and we all know how planes look, and it was definitely not a plane, and it wasn't a helicopter. It wasn't any type of flying object that I'm accustomed to seeing in the skies. So, I was like, man, that's definitely a chariot. And then my kids, they looked up and they were like, they was like, that's a plane, Dad. And I'm like, no, that's definitely not a plane. And then one of my neighbors like kind of walked out, and then I was looking up, and then he was looking at me, and I was like, hey, my man, what do you think that is right there? That thing that's flying right there? And he was like, I can't really tell, man. He's like, it may be. He's like, it's definitely not a plane. He's like, maybe it's something military. And so I sent the video over to my lady, and she said, she's like, maybe it's like a movie drone. And I was like no, man, come on, you got to be more spiritual than that. That's definitely the chariots. And some people say that it's other things. Some people may say it's this or that, But we know the wise will understand. But this is a government UAV. These are government UAVs, according to Google. These things, cause they look different. A lot of these things, they look different. But as they get higher, like these, for example, these ones right here, like the higher they go in the sky, the less visible these things will be. These little things, and these other ones, they could be, you pretty much could tell what these are. But that was very unique. The way it looked, especially with the naked eye. I know with the camera, it creates like a fuzziness, so you can't really tell. But when I seen it with my naked eye, it was something special, man. And this is something called a Pentagon surveillance balloon. They have those now, the Pentagon surveillance balloons. Pentagon testing mass surveillance balloons across the U.S. But these things, that would have had a more distinguished look too. So I don't think it was like one of those Pentagon surveillance balloons.